13 Love, great rising kings and queens, invoking greatness to you and yours today on this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful day. Ra, he ain't fully shining on me, but I'm feeling his energy and his rays through these clouds. It's been a while since I gave you all a message, so I just wanted to reach out to you today and let you know we be working. Growing the business. Business is really, really growing, and we're doing good with changing lives, adding value to other people because, you know, in this world, you're paid to add value to others. That's the reason we're here on this earth, to add value to other people and to share perspective. So that's what I've been doing. So I've been MIA, but I did want to reach out to you guys and just have a brief discussion on why certain people are successful and why other people aren't. We all have the same 24 hours in the day, but it seems like sometimes you don't have enough time. And that's one of the biggest excuses I hear from people that aren't living the life that they want to be living, is they don't have enough time. And I don't think that's the case. I think we all have the same amount of time in the day, all right? And some people are successful. Some people have greater successes than others. If you're wondering why you don't have a lot of money, maybe you're not adding a lot of value. You're not prioritizing things. So people prioritize what they want out of life. People prioritize things of a greater value or greater purpose. So the people that are successful or growing in life, they're prioritizing different things than you, okay? So I do challenge you to check what your priorities are. Check your priorities. Are you prioritizing Netflix over reading a book that add value and personal growth to you and possibly influence the perspective of your family and your future generations? That's your priority. I think a lot of people love to give themselves the excuse of, I don't have enough time, when realistically we all have the same amount of time. So why are some people more successful than others? I think it goes to priorities. I think it goes to mindset. What's your mindset? Are you being a victim, or are you being a victor? Two totally different mindsets. I highly encourage you guys to check out the book Mindset by Carol Dweck. For those of you who are can't talk. For those of you who are audio learners, there's a great audio book on YouTube, so you can check it out. It's very, very powerful. She adds a great perspective to the differences between the victim mindset and the accountable mindset, and basically the victim or the victor. So in any situation, you can choose to complain about it, or say, why me? Or you get a bad grade on the test, you could blame the teacher, you could blame yourself. I mean, you could blame the teacher, or you can blame the environment, or they didn't tell me that this was going to be on the test, or you could take accountability and you could be the victor and say, what can I do now? I didn't get the grade I wanted, so what can I do? I can study more. Could have put in more work on myself. So it goes to say, there's never any losses, there's only lessons. All right? And that's so powerful. When I adopted that mindset, I stopped playing the victim. I used to get mad at gravity. I used to throw my phone on the bed and it would bounce and it would roll and hit the floor. And I used to be mad at gravity. I used to let that ruin my day. I was playing a victim in that time. And that's not a good mindset to have. It's not a good mindset to have. You are responsible for your life and your choices. All right? I don't know what that was. It startled me. One of my kids. But you are responsible for your life and your choices. Every choice that you have made throughout your life has gotten you to this point that you are at today. You choose. Choose your hard. I love that. Love that analogy. It's hard being broke. It's hard being financially free. So choose your hard. It's hard being fit. It's hard being fat. So choose your hard. Choose your hard. You choose. I love to practice this new exercise that I learned. I read it in this book, Just Shut Up and Do It by Brian Tracy. One of the experiments, he says, you need to take responsibility. He said, next time you're mad or you're blaming somebody or you're feeling like the victim, I want you to say these 3 words to yourself. You say, I am responsible. Once you say those words, you take the blame off of other people and you realize that you are in control of your life because it's your life. Nobody's going to live it for you. I love to tell people, stop expecting somebody to come save you. Do not have a savior complex. I think that's the biggest problem with my people. We have this savior complex, and we're always playing the victim. I understand our people and our ancestors got treated like dirt. We had the short end of the stick, but when are we going to stop using that as an excuse and switch that into the reason why we grow something, why we build something? Do not have excuse-itis. It's the number one disease of successful people. They block that out of unsuccessful people. Unsuccessful people have excuse-itis. Anything is an excuse. All a loser needs is an excuse, and all a winner needs is a reason. All right? Find that reason why you're doing it. All right? That's why some people are more successful than others. They have their reason right in front of them. They know the reason why they're doing anything. They do not play the victim. If things are not going their way, they find a way to adapt. I love the quote one of my coaches shared. They said, we're always poised to pivot. You have to adapt. You have to be ready for changes. This is life. That's how it works. So if you're ever wondering why you're not as successful as somebody else, analyze yourself. What are you prioritizing? Do you have a goal? Do you have a plan for that goal? Do you have a mission? I love the quote, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. If you fail to plan, you plan to fail. And that was my problem before. That was a big problem for me. I used to always say, I go with the flow. I'm gonna go with the flow guy. But here's the problem with going with the flow. It always ends up in the sewer, all right? You gotta be very intentional about this life thing. I love you guys. Go kill it.